Welcome to the course Unix and Shell Programming. Myself S. Nagamalikras, Assistant Professor CSE Department from Vignan Institute of Information Technology. So from Unit 3, today we are going to discuss the topic is shell variables. Before that we discussed in previous lecture, that is lecture number 2, we covered how we are going to create new commands, in how many ways we are going to create the new commands, and what is the role of alias command. Not only that, we covered in that lecture command arguments and parameters. So now in the today's session we are going to cover shell variables. So in shell variables, these are the contents present. One is variable introduction, and next one how we are defining and accessing of local variables, and we see that how variables can be declared as a constants with the help of read only command, and how we are going to unsetting the variables. And not only that, how we are going to unassigned variables value is null. Next we will going to discuss environmental variables. So these are the topics that we are going to cover in this lecture, shell variables. So while coming to outcome, students able to know how to use the local and environmental variables for smooth running of shell script. So they know how to use the local variables and what are the rules that they have to follow for declaring or for accessing the local variables, and how many environmental variables are there, like that students can able to understand. Now while coming to variable introduction, let us see first of all what is meaning of variable. So a variable is a location in memory where values can be stored. So each shell allows us to create and to store and access the values in variables. Before that, let us see what is the meaning of variable. Consider this example. Assume one glass is there. In that glass, it is filled with some water, or some water is stored in this glass. So what we will do, whenever we want, we can consume that water. In this way, we can treat this glass is as a variable, and this water is nothing but value. That means a variable can store the value. If you want to access that value, with the help of that variable name we can access. So this is a variable, it contains some name. A variable can store any value. It may be numbers, it may be strings, whatever it may be. So a variable stores some value. So that is we are saying here, a variable is a location in memory where values can be stored. So when we are creating this variable, it contains some memory allocation. So we no need to bother about memory allocation. So with the help of variable name, we are going to access that particular value. So this is all about the variable introduction. While coming to classifications of variables, there are three main types of variables are present. While coming to first one is local variables. Let us see what is the meaning of local variables. So in local variables is also known as user defined variables. That means these variables was created by the users. So after creating of these users, we can use those variables in that script only. So that is the meaning of local variables. While coming to second one, environmental variables. So let us see what is the meaning of environmental variables. So let us see what is the meaning of environmental variables. So an environmental variable is available to any child process of the shell, whereas local variables, it is available to that shell only, particularly to that shell only. But whereas environmental variables, it is available to any child process of the shell. Now let us see, third category of variable is shell variables. So shell variable is also called as some special kind of variables, and to run the functioning smoothly, we can use these shell variables. A shell variables may be a local variables or environmental variables. Let us see one by one. Now local variables, we already said this is also known as user defined variables. Here these variables are defined by user. So a shell allows us, we can create, we can store, and we can access the variables. So some temporary data will stored in that variable. Whenever you want, we can access that value that present in that variable. So all this is about local variables. While coming to syntax, variable name is equal to variable value. Let us consider some example. Here syntax, variable name is equal to value. That means here this first one, this dollar indicates shell prompt. We are using here Bourne shell, and after that sum is there, variable name. So this is nothing but variable name. So we know already the syntax is variable name is equal to variable value. So after that is equal to is assignment operator, and after that 10 is there, that is nothing but value. So here the value 10 is assigned to this variable, the name is sum. When you are accessing the sum, we can get the value is 10. So this is the syntax, variable name is equal to value. Let us consider second example. We written here some branch is equal to CSC. So this CSC, this word is stored in this variable branch. So we already know that a variable can hold maybe digits or words, whatever it may be. So name is equal to, within double quotation I am writing here some Naga space, Malik space, Raj. So this entire thing we treated as a value. So this is will stored in this variable name. The name is, variable name is here name. When we are accessing this one, we get the answer is this one, Nag Malik Raj. In this way we are going to define the variables. So the syntax is variable name is equal to value. While defining the variables, we have to keep in mind, or we can make important note is, for this is equal to operator or assignment operator, space will be avoided before and after the assignment operator. That means white space is not at all allowed before and after the assignment operator. So for example, consider this one, variable name, without any white space we have to write like this, assignment operator and value. So this is the correct way for defining the variable. If we write like this, variable name, some white space, after that is equal to 10, this is the wrong assignment. Or variable name without any space is equal to, and if white space provided after the is equal to 10, if you write like this, then this is also a wrong. So we have to write without any white spaces before and after the is equal to. So this is one important note. So while defining the variable name without any white space character is equal to assignment operator, and again without any white space, and again we have to write value. So variable is equal to value. Now while writing the variable names, we have to follow some rules. Let us see what are the rules. Variable names may comprise uppercase and lowercase alphabetic characters, and it may contain some digits, some 0 to 9 and underscores. Only the special character only it allows while writing the variable name. No other special character will be allowed while writing the variable name. And second rule is, a user defined variable name cannot start with a digit. So let us see how it will start and what are the rules are there. And we see one third point is, as with most things in Unix, variable names are case sensitive. Now let us consider this first example. Variable names may contain upper and lowercase letters. That means it will allow us lowercase a to z and uppercase a to z and digits 0 to 9 and only one special character, that is underscore. With the help of these lowercase a to z, capital letters a to z and digits 0 to 9 and one and only the special character underscore, we can utilize any of the combination while writing the variable name. But while considering the second one, a user defined variable name cannot start with a digit. So let us consider some variable names, how we are going to write, or what are the valid names or what are the invalid names. We can write like this. So first letter is in uppercase and remaining two letters are lowercase. So it is acceptable for writing the variable name. All lower cases also, it is also right. Yes, it is also alphabetic lowercase sum, and after that we are writing the digit. So after the any occurrence, it is also valid, any digit, and again lowercase, uppercase, whatever it may be, it is valid, but starting with digit is not right. For example, if you write like this, with starting with digit 2 and sum sum, this variable name is not acceptable because the variable name is never started with digits. It may start with lowercase, uppercase of alphabets, or one more is there, it may be start with underscore also. That means we can write like this. This is valid, but a variable name never start with digits. Next, we can write like this also. This is also valid because we are not writing here any white space. Here we are writing some underscore OF underscore 2. So this is valid name. But if you write like this, this is invalid. Some space of space 2. This is invalid syntax because here we are writing white space. So white spaces are not acceptable. So these are the valid syntax and invalid syntax while writing the variable name. So it can allows us uppercase and lowercase of alphabetic characters and digits 0 to 9 and digits 0 to 9 and only the symbol underscore only it allows. So your user cannot define variable name and cannot start with a digit. So without starting with digit, we can write either it will be lowercase and uppercase of alphabet or it may start with underscore. Next, it is case sensitive. So it will treat it as, for example, in uppercase FOO is there and all lowercase is there. It will treat as 2 in different variable names because variable names are case sensitive. So these are all the rules while writing the variable names. Okay, we've seen how we are going to define the variables and while what are the rules that we have to follow while writing the variable names. Now let us see how we are going to access the values that are present in the variable. Now let us, the topic is accessing values which is present in the variables. So to access the values, it prefixes its name with the $sign. I will explain with example. Let us consider here, this $sign is not a character, this is indicates shell prompt. That means which type of shell we are using. That means this is Bourne shell. So this indicates shell prompt. Okay. After that we are writing here, this is variable name, without any white space character we are writing here. So is equal to assignment operator and 5 indicates value. So this is the first line what we are writing here. This is shell prompt. Not this one what we are saying here. Prefixes its name with $sign. Prefixes its name with $sign. So this is not that $sign. This dollar indicates shell prompt. Now let us see the second line. Here first line, this one indicates we are defining the variable and with the declaration of the value. So variable is equal to value. Now let us see in second line how we are going to access the value that is present in the variable. Now consider this syntax. Again this is the first dollar indicates shell prompt, that is Bourne shell. Now we know that echo statement or echo command, what it will do means whatever the argument we are writing here, that will print as it is to the standard output. That means standard output here indicates monitor. So what the argument we are passing to echo command is echo space. If you observe here carefully, this count name is this variable name. Count is nothing but here variable name, count, that is variable name. Before that variable name, now we are writing here $sign. This one, $sign. That means this is not shell prompt. This is $sign. With the help of this $sign, this complete syntax indicates now we are getting to access the value that is present in the count. That means if count contains the value 5. So complete replacement of this $count is 5. So for echo, the argument is 5. So that's why in output, on standard output, it displays the value 5. That means if you want to access the value that is present in the variable, we have to write the syntax $sign and variable name. Then what happens means with the value it will replaces. The value that is present in the variable name, it will replace with this syntax. So this indicates $variable name. Without any space we have to write $sign, next variable name. So by with the help of this $sign, we are going to access the value that is present in that variable. Now let us see a small comparison between this Bourne shell and C shell. In C shell we use set command to define the variable, where in Bourne shell no need of write this set command. So let us see here, we are writing here we are writing set space count is equal to 5. So with the help of this set command, it will set this value 5 to this variable name count. Here variable name is count. Whereas in previous explanation in Bourne shell, how we are writing shell prompt just count is equal to value. So no need of any set command to define the variable. But whereas in C shell, we have to write this set command. So another example, set space size is equal to 10. So while coming to accessing the value that is present in the variable, both in shell prompt, both in Bourne shell and C shell, both are same. That means with $sign and variable name. So same syntax that we have to follow in both shells, C shell and Bourne shell. Only in defining the variable only little difference is there. In C shell we have to write the set command, and whereas in Bourne shell no need to write any set command. We can write directly or straight away the variable name is equal to value. But in C shell we have to write set space variable name is equal to value.